so the question of being like a hands-off director versus a hands-on director, like a director will be like really care about certain things a lot, and then others wouldn't care about that, but they care about something else. I think that's just our style. Like our styles, our instincts and stuff like that. And there's not a real right or wrong answer. There's no, when I teach my directing workshops, I'm like, I will give you suggestions to try to push them to like see new ways of seeing the scene. But that doesn't mean I'm right. There really aren't any right or wrong answers. There's just kind of good or bad. But even good or bad is not a good, I don't want to even label it that. It's like everyone, when we direct, we're kind of coming from, we're creating a reality, and like that reality is influenced by the DP, the actors, it's like you're given all these ingredients, and you're like, what can you make from this? And you make something, and somebody else might make something totally different. And you can get 3 directors given the same script and the same actors and the same DP, and you'll get like 3 totally different scenes. And I think that's just completely fascinating. But I feel like that's, to me, the most important thing is to, again, realize that you don't know what you don't know, and like try to learn that as fast as you can. And, if 2 directors learn everything there is about directing, they're still not directing the same. And I talk a lot about, when I do presentations and stuff, I talk a lot about, Kohl Glass has a quote about how, you have your taste, which is what you like, I like good movies. I think I can make good movies. I'm going to try to make good movies. And then it's what you can accomplish. And there's a gap. And this gap's really frustrating because you're shooting for here and you're making here, You're shooting for here and you're making here. And a lot of people will see that they can't do it. Some people are blind to it, and they think they're hitting up here, and that's a problem. But God bless them. But other people will see that they're shooting down here, and they'll get discouraged and they'll quit. But in reality, what you got to do is like the only way you can close this gap is work. That's what he says: is work. And the more you work, then you close your gap, and suddenly you're making something as good as your taste. Now that might not never happen though, right? Like Martin Scorsese talks about how, like, somebody asked him, like, like you're making all these movies, you're making like a movie a year, you keep making them, like what keeps you going? And he's like, I'm just trying to make a movie that I like, so like he does, the rest of us are like, a Taxi Driver, you didn't like Taxi, but the rest, like that's like the world, but he personally is like trying to close the gap still. And I think that's what keeps you, you're learning, you're humble, you're kind of open to options, because you're still like, you're not coming in as like the king and so like, okay, this is what I want. This is what, instead you're like, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try this and I'm going to try this. So I think that's kind of the trick, is to just, there's no real right or wrong answers, but just always understand that there's more, you can always do better. There's more craft to learn. And as long as you never stop learning, I think you will always stay like viable as a director.